Hey, yo, welcome back. You already know what it is. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Markman. Cardi B versus Bia. We about to get into it. You know, old school Dominicans versus Puerto Ricans. I swear, I thought I left this type of beef in the past. I thought we was over this. I thought we had unity right now. Now, all jokes aside, though, shout out to my Dominicans. The beef has been brewing for a minute. I'm gonna break it down for you, and I'm gonna get into my thoughts about the whole thing. All right, we're gonna get right into it on Friday. So Cardi B popped up on GloRilla and Megan Thee Stallion. They have a joint called Wannabe. They did a remix, and Cardi popped up on it. She threw shots at Bia. Here's some of the lyrics. Ass and titties come out when it's sunny. Guess I'm a teacher since you want to sub me. She did what? Had no idea. Thought she was on the shelf. IKEA. Hope she talk like that when I see her. Bitch, please don't nobody want to be her. Cheap looking asshole, weak looking asshole, great value me looking asshole. Girl, these bitches be pussy. Delete every tweet looking asshole. All right. So, you know, it's the wordplay there, right? Like, hope she talk like that when I see her. Bitch, please don't nobody want to be her. Be her. You get it. So, you know, that was the bar right there. But a note on that, too, is that Nicki used that same scheme when she jumped on Bia's Whole Lot of Money remix a couple of years back. If you remember, she was like, hey, yo, Bia, I just bent the block, or these bitches want to be ya. So it's a play off of that. Like, we've heard the scheme before, but this is a direct shot from Cardi. The first direct shot, you know, in this whole thing that's been brewing. So we're going to see how far it goes, you know, but it's going to be interesting if, you know, Bia and Nicki have a relationship, like we know that, and Nicki and Cardi got a feud that is just ongoing, like forever. We know that. So how much of Nicki and Bia's relationship is at the root of this? Is this just its own problem? We don't know. I don't know. But we'll see, right? So for those just kind of like keeping score, keeping up, you know, the Cardi shot might have seemed random because, again, Cardi's the bigger artist. There's no doubt about it. So when she threw the shot and everybody was like, what? She shot at Bia? Like, that's crazy. Might have seemed random, but it was in response because Bia had a verse. Dreezy had a record called Bitch Duh, which dropped back in April. The remix dropped back in April when Bia was on the remix. And part of her verse was, I hear bitches popping shit, and that's so funny to me how you stay running down, but you can't walk on the beat. Now that potentially could be a reference to Cardi was supposed to be on the Ice Spice remix. I know that for real, you know, just kind of being like how that whole thing kind of developed. But Cardi sat with my man Speedy Mormon and talked about why she scrapped the verse on Ice Spice's Munch. It was supposed to be the remix for Ice Spice Munch. Cardi was supposed to be on it, but she said she didn't like her verse. And what she was explaining to Speedy was that she couldn't quite catch the beat. Like, the drill beat was like a little different. It was a little harder beat for her to catch. So she scrapped the verse. Still posted it on IG though, but the official remix never came out. So Bia saying how you say you running down, but you can't walk on the beat. Potentially, probably, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, only Bia knows, but in reference to that. And then Bia kept on. This Bia on the Dreezy remix now said, I ain't know I had an op because she don't say shit to me. I'ma cop me a new gun before I cop me a plea. Heard they want my low, I dropped it in Dubai. I can never turn my phone on just to cry on a live. I hate a sneaky pick a side. If you want to get up with me, tell that bitch that we outside. So none of these are direct shots, but I can never turn on my phone to cry on the live. Again, possibly a reference to Cardi, like most likely a reference to Cardi. These are the sneaky shots. These are the subs that, you know, if you listen and you caught it. Like in real time, I caught it. I'm like, oh, she getting that Cardi. But the crying alive part is in reference to, you know, Cardi got on live and got very, very emotional. It was back in December 2023 when the internet was speculating if Offset was cheating on her. And I think it was Krishan Rock this time, or whatever the rumor was. I wasn't so much paying attention to the rumor, but most people, if you're into hip hop, you saw Cardi got on IG Live and she got very emotional about it. So, you know, this crazy though, right? Like, so let me just pause for a second, because if all this sound like tea, it's because it is, right? Like, I don't do gossip like very well, or kind of the back and forth, who cheated on who did what. But for me, it's all related to rap. It's all related to bars, so it's all relevant. And if we're being honest, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, Kendrick versus Drake had even more drama, had even more tea. It was about who, the love triangle, who cheated on who, the whole pedophile accusation. There was a lot of tea in domestic abuse. It was a lot of that shit in the Kendrick Drake. So honestly, when you really look at it, this ain't no different. But so the issue feels like that. It seems like Bia feels like that Cardi's been following her moves. She responded to a tweet in March where Cardi, the tweet said that Cardi has Bia on her mood board, and Bia seemingly agreed with the tweet. She responded with some emojis. So there's definitely some things, right? Like Cardi B is Cardi B, but there's hip hop. If you feel like somebody is biting your shit, like, yeah, go at them. Like, that's part of this whole thing, right? So they definitely have worn, like, there's a pink outfit, a similar pink outfit, almost the same that Cardi had on, and Bia had it first. So there's that. Also, Cardi did the Like What freestyle in March, right? This past March. And it sampled Missy Elliott's She's a Bitch. That's Missy Elliott's single from 1999. So Cardi did Like What, had the same sample, had the same beat as Missy Elliott. Bia used that sample last year on her song I'm That Bitch. All right? So they both sample Missy. Bia did it first, Cardi did it second. So this is this whole thing that, Cardi's following my moves. I think there was some talk that Cardi actually had that song and previewed it on the live even before Bia dropped her joint. Like, who knows, right? But we do know that Bia, or somebody knows, right? It's out there. I don't know. But Bia's joint came out first, and Cardi's joint came out next, sampling the same record. But, to me, this happens in hip-hop all the time. Like, right now, in the past year and a half, 2 years, there have been 3 different songs that sample the same record that Busta Rhymes sampled on Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See, right? We had the Coi Leray, the Girls Is Players 2 record, that remix with the Busta Rhymes beat under it. Offset and Don Toliver used the same sample on Worth It, right? That song is big. Honey Baby, and it's especially big in New York, but Honey Baby has a song called Touchin' that plays all the time. So on any given day, and any given party, you could hear 3 songs with the same sample from a beat, and it's all from Busta Rhymes' Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See. So, like, again, we've seen this in hip-hop before, so it's not that crazy that Bia would sample Missy and then Cardi would come and sample Missy. And if we're being real, Ski Master Slump God on Catch Me Outside in 2017 sampled the same Missy record. So the sample's been used, right? And they say in hip-hop, nobody owns a sample, right? But that appears to be the issue. That seems to be at the root, like, Bia feeling like Cardi might be following her moves, all right? So, so after Cardi's Wannabe verse drop, she called Bia out by name. So this is the first joint where, like, it's just direct, right? She got on live and she called out Bia, basically revealing that they spoke on the phone. And to get clarity on the issue, Cardi admitted that she started out the conversation hot, but eventually it cooled down. They got some clarity on the issue. And she felt like Bia kept sneak dissing her on records. But, what really, Cardi says, what really got her upset is that Bia was going around lying about Cardi cheating on Offset and giving this information, being like, yo, Cardi's cheating on her man, giving this information to producers and artists that Offset is actually, like, cool with. So Cardi got upset, and, threatened to sue Bia for lying on her pussy, right? Like, if you saw the live, like, don't be lying on my pussy. And so threatened to sue her, just like what she did with Tasha K for the defamation and all of that. So, and then, Cardi was being a little bit funny too. It seems like she got a snippet of a Bia diss, so she played a little bit of that. Then she urged all her followers to stream Bia's music, saying that she needed the streams. Again, it's no secret. There's no diss. Cardi is the bigger artist. Like, it just is what it is. Then on Sunday, Bia dropped her response track that was called Sue Me, obviously in response to what Cardi said, yo, we gonna sue you for lying on me. And I'm gonna be honest, right? I fucking love Bia. Like, I think Bia could rap. She writes her own bars. I've been fucking with Bia from Sisterhood of Hip Hop. I first interviewed Bia, I want to say it was about 2016. She dropped a record called Gucci Coming Home. I thought that record was dope. Like just overall, Bia is a fucking problem. You know, and so Sue Me drops first. Bia previewed it on her live, and then she dropped it on her YouTube. I'm not sure if it's on DSPs yet, but it's definitely on her YouTube. The record is called Sue Me with a question mark. Right off the bat, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the beat. It sounded like Future, Metro, Kendrick, like that. Like it had the same vibe to the beat, like super similar. You know, I didn't like the beat right off the bat, if I'm just being honest. But you know, she's just going in. She opens up the song, put it on your gang if they ain't fuck you in. Put it on your name since you so gangster like your fucking friends. Put it on your hubby since you love lying on your vows. I write on my verses. I could do this shit for hours. All right, so right away she is just, hey, here's the difference between me and you. You know, and she's still going in on whatever rumors that Cardi cheated on Offset, and there was Offset deleted something. He put something in his stories saying that or alluding to that, and then deleted it. B is using that here for the art. You know what I'm saying? So you know it definitely comes from somewhere, but more so what I'm interested in, you know, when she says, yo, I write on my verses, I could do this shit for hours. So that's like Bia drawing the line, like, yo, this is the difference between you and me. It was a lot of what I was talking about with Kendrick and Drake. You know, there was a lot of ghostwriting. You know, Kendrick is going after, you know, it's not 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack that right with you. You know what I'm saying? So this thing of when you're a rapper, when you're an MC who writes your own shit and you're battling somebody who has help, who has a studio full of people coming at you. So, you know, Bia kind of draws that line in the first 4 bars. Bia writes her own verses. I absolutely believe this. I've never been in the studio with her, right? So I can't like say, right? Like I didn't see it with my own eyes, but I believe Bia is one of those ones. You know what I'm saying? She's been working on her craft for years. She takes pride in her pen. When Bia says she writes, I believe it. I have no reason not to believe it. Now we know that Cardi uses writers. Cardi's admitted to it. You know, Partisan Fontaine is a known writer for Cardi, or at least was a known writer for Cardi. Did a lot of hits with her. Cardi has admitted this. This is no slander. This is not saying nothing that nobody knows. We know this, right? Now, an interesting thing does Cardi write? And you know, I don't know. She might write some of it. She might not. I don't know. But after she jumped on Fendi the Rappers, listen, the whole perception, at least that I had, was that Cardi had writers. You know what I'm saying? And then she delivered the rap. She performed the shit with her swag. But Cardi had jumped on Fendi the Rappers, Point Me to the Sluts. If y'all remember that, I think this was last year. She was on Point Me to the Sluts, and my man Carl Cherry, who's the head of urban music over at Spotify, he had sent out a tweet after that record came out. And he was like, I don't care who writes it, Cardi B is hard as fuck. You know, giving her props, like, yo, it don't matter if she write it or not, Cardi still delivers the record, which is true. Like, you know, whether Cardi writes or not, like Bodak, I think Party wrote the whole thing. It's still a crazy record, right? But anyway, so Carl tweets, I don't care who writes it, Cardi is hard as fuck. Cardi replied to the tweet, she quote tweeted it, she said, I write it, all caps. And then invited him to a studio session. So it's interesting. Again, Cardi has admitted to having writers. Like, we know this, but is she also using her pen on, at least on Point Me to the Sluts, she claims, she said, I'm the one who wrote it, I write it. So who knows, you know what I'm saying? But that, I'm just telling you what they told me. I ain't in the studio, man. We know that Cardi had writers, but is it one of these situations when she chooses to write and chooses to use a writer? It's a similar Drake situation, right? Like, people be like, oh, he just uses the writer on the vibey joints, but the rap joints he writes himself. I'm not in the studio with any of them. I don't know. I can only tell you what I see on the credits, you know. So more lyrics, right? More lyrics from Bia. All that surgery and how your body looks so mid. Thought your ass was for the culture. You just trying to ride a wave. You should be home with your kids because, bitch, you speak like second grade. Making fun of the way Cardi speaks. I like the way Cardi speaks. I'm from New York, dog. So it's like, I get it, though. It's a dope line, but I ain't mad at the way Cardi speaks, man. Like, I get it. Now these bitches getting brave. Heard this whole brujeria. Wrote this shit after I prayed someone go call party because we gonna bake her ass a cake. You know, brujeria is you know, magic, you know, dark magic. in Latin culture, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, I think in Cuba as well. So that's that. I heard this bitch do brujeria. Wrote this shit after I prayed. Someone go call Party up. It's Partisan Fontaine. That's the writer for Cardi. Because we going to bake her ass a cake. So Party, Pardi. That's the rapper. Party, Party. Call Party up. We going to bake her a cake. Little light ball work. And then there's a second verse, but there was nothing like really direct in the second verse. But you know she B is getting at her. And then the bridge is kind of taunting her. CARD crying on IG, catch another two because she couldn't catch the beat. Do I beef with you or do I beef with Party? You've been scrapping projects since 2019. So again, going more on Cardi crying on IG, the ghostwriting. Do I beef with you or do I beef with your writer? You know, Partisan Fontaine Party, and you've been scrapping projects since 2019. Just getting at the fact that Cardi hasn't put a new album out since Invasion of Privacy. Like that's something that is definitely a thing. Like we haven't got the sophomore album from Cardi B. I don't know if we'll ever get it. So here it is. The Bia record has some lines for sure, but to me, and I'm being honest, and I'm telling you, I love Bia. I'm a fan of Bia, but to me, the record wasn't it. The record felt rushed. She has another song on IG that she was teasing where she was rapping. There was a bunch of people behind her. That sounded dope. I don't know if that's actually a diss record or not. We'll see. But that sounded like a harder record to me. But Sue Me sounded rushed. And I said this during the Kendrick and Drake beef. I do not believe in the clock. Like there was no reason with Cardi dropping on Friday and doing the IG live for Bia to rush and drop a record on Sunday. Now Bia could write it. It feels like that record was fresh. That record was brand new. And then she dropped it on Sunday. But you could take your time. You don't need the pressure of social media. Like this is what happened to me with Megan and Nicki. When Megan dropped Hiss and then Nicki dropped Bigfoot, I think the Nicki record was rushed. If you listen to that Bigfoot record, like the first 8 bars, I was like, oh, this shit is hard. Especially when she was previewing it. You know, Bigfoot, get up on your good foot. There was like those first 8 bars. There was like 8 bars in there that was hard, and then the record just seemingly like lost focus. And I think in these battles, artists are feeling pressure to rush these records. Like you don't need to rush a record, especially for Bia. Cardi B is the bigger artist, so it's going to be hard to beat her because you're not just battling Cardi, right? You're battling public perception. You're battling a fandom. You're battling all the momentum, all the grace that she has earned up over the years. So you got to know what you up against. So you don't got to rush that record. It just got to be the right record. And there's a moment, and again, because Cardi is the bigger artist, and to me, Bia is more the pure rapper, and Cardi's the biggest artist, you have a moment to really, really elevate your career. So I'm just looking for the right record. And from both of them at the same time, I think, again, same thing we were saying during the Drake-Kendrick battle, because these are women. To me, I'm looking at it as these are rappers. So the same rules apply. Like, stay off of social media. Like the memes is not going to win the battle. Like, even with Drake and Kendrick, Drake was making a lot of memes and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of them joints was funny. A lot of them memes was funny. But it didn't win. At the end, it's really like, what's your record? Like, and do you have the right record to kind of just get one up on your opponent? And that's what matters. So I would love to see both of them, man. Don't rush these records. Stay off of social media. Like any diss, any funny shit you're going to say, put it in a rhyme. It's going to hit harder. It don't hit as hard if I heard you say it on IG and then the record comes out and I hear you say the same joke that you said on IG and you say it on the record. So stay off of social media. Don't rush these records. It'll be interesting to see if this goes any further. Like, I don't know if Cardi feels compelled to respond to the Sue Me record. We'll see. Or if Bia just drops another one. But again, Cardi is dope. One of the top rappers. I'm a Cardi fan, dog. Like, and I know she don't write, or at least that she don't write all her shit. I fuck with the records. I ain't even gonna lie. I fucking love Bia though. I think like the rap fan in me loves Bia. So if this gonna go any further, I look just forward to some dope shit. But that's just what I think, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, all of that. I'll be right there in the comments talking with you. All right, peace.